Hey everyone, and thank you for tuning in today's video. I have a feeling that 2019 is going to be pretty amazing with some exciting changes happening. I think a lot of you out there also feel the same, like you really want to make the most of the upcoming year. So I thought I'd make this video where I would talk to you about what I'm going to do to make 2019 the best year of my life yet and how exactly I'm going to do that. Of course, you can't control what life throws at you and what outside circumstances happen in your life, but you have the power to react to them. Life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you react to it. Especially over the past 2 years where a lot of difficult things have happened in my life, I found this quote to be so true. So even though I know I cannot control what will happen next year, I can work on myself and I can work on my goals. Try and become, I know it sounds cheesy, but the best version of myself. The first thing that I want to do to make 2019 the best year yet is to believe in myself and become the most confident version of myself. And people always say this, but it's only recently that it's clicked in my head and I realized that this is actually the key to everything. I think we're all pretty awesome and pretty beautiful, but we totally forget about it because we're so busy criticizing ourselves. We are the person that we spend most of our time with, so it's very easy to find flaws and little things that we're unhappy with. But the problem is that when we're not confident and supporting of ourselves, it will just put this energy out there and other people will kind of sense it, feel it, and we're not gonna attract awesome people and opportunities into our life. The universe is responding to who you believe you are. I don't know if you know those people, but there's some people out there who think they're the best human on this planet. And the funny thing is, they get all these opportunities and all these cool people coming to them, where in reality you look at them and you're like, you're not actually that cool, but you just believe you are, and that's why these people are doing really well in life. When you are confident, people become confident in you. It doesn't matter how beautiful you are, how smart you are, it's just how you think about yourself and how you put yourself out there. Okay, that sounds like a good thing to do, but how exactly am I going to achieve this? One thing that I'm going to do that a lot of you have probably heard about already are affirmations, and I've always kind of done them in the past, but only for like a few weeks and I've stopped. Then I'm really aiming to work on my subconscious mind because I've read a lot of books on the power of your subconscious mind, and for those of you that are not that familiar with it, your subconscious mind is basically the mind that kind of runs the show. So it's active most of the time, and whatever you do most of the time, your subconscious mind is doing it. So once you change your subconscious mind, which are kind of like beliefs you've taken from your childhood, you change your reality. So I'm really gonna try work on that, read some more books on the topic, maybe even try like hypnosis because that's supposed to be really good for changing your subconscious mind. But I'll definitely keep you posted, and I also really want to work on my awareness. So whenever I start criticizing myself, I want to become aware of that and instead kind of focus on something good that I did. So the next thing that I'm going to do to make 2019 amazing is develop a healthy daily routine. I've read a lot of personal growth books over the last years, and I think there is one thing that most of them had in common, and that thing is way more important than anything else you do in your life, and this is having a strong and healthy routine. Because I've often slipped into this trap of doing something for a few weeks, a few months, and then I've stopped doing it, and then of course you don't see any progress. It's the same with working out. You go to the gym like 2 weeks straight and then you stop, you're not gonna see any progress. So I read all these amazing books and they really inspired me, but I never really made a change in my life, and that is because I think I've never really implemented stuff into my daily routine. And what you do on a daily basis matters way more than anything else. However, the key is to keep it realistic, so don't set yourself the goal to work out for 2 hours every day because you're not gonna be happy and most likely you won't succeed doing that. The key is to have goals that are realistic but that will drive you in the right direction. And so here are some of my realistic goals that I will implement into my daily and weekly routine. I want to work out regularly, so I've set myself the goal to work out 3 times a week, which I think is totally achievable. I want to read more books. I want to meditate, but I know that if I force myself to meditate for too long, I won't stick to it. So my goal is to meditate for 10 minutes every second day. And one of the biggest changes that I really want to make in 2019 is to limit the time I spend on my phone. So I want to try and just slowly get myself to where I want to be by first of all not using my phone first thing in the morning and switching it off like an hour before I go to bed. And as you can see, these goals are really realistic, and there's something that I can do on a daily basis to kind of get me towards the person I want to be. The third thing that I'm going to do to make 2019 the best year yet is to spend less time on my phone and social media. For me, this is my biggest addiction and my biggest struggle. And we're on our phones so many hours, and because of that, we're wasting a lot of time. That's not the only problem. Whenever I scroll through Instagram, I kind of feel bad about my life. I feel like I'm not really good at anything. I feel like I'm not skinny enough, not pretty enough. I'm not on enough cool holidays. So it doesn't necessarily make me feel better. Like once or twice I'll go on there and there'll be like a really inspiring quote or post which will motivate me, but most of the time I actually just feel worse after scrolling through my Instagram. So that's something that I'm determined to change, and I'm definitely gonna make another video on that topic, how I will try and become more social media smart and not use it that often. It's not about completely deleting all your apps of your phone and never using Instagram again. It's more about becoming smarter about how you use those apps and how you decide to spend your time. And the fourth thing that I'm aiming to do next year is to challenge myself and try new things. For example, the biggest challenge for myself last year was when I moved to Barcelona, because I was pretty friggin' scared. I thought I wasn't gonna be able to pay the rent. I was scared I would hate it there. It was my first own real apartment. Yeah, I was just really scared of this unknown experience, and in that moment I realized what people meant with comfort zones, because I thought that in the past I had stepped out of my comfort zone. You haven't stepped out of your comfort zone once you get really scared. And I felt like that in that moment. I was like, oh my god, this is the worst idea of my life. I'm just wasting my money. I travel so much anyway. I don't need an apartment in Barcelona. But I did it anyway, and it turned out to be such an amazing decision, such a great experience. If you're like me, change is really scary and it's not comfortable, but nothing changes if nothing changes. So if you want to get somewhere where you're not at right now, then you have to change. And during that process, one of the most important things that I want to share with you is to stop caring about other people's judgments, because I can guarantee you, if you're going to change, so many people out there will judge you. They will try and get you back to your old box because they don't want you to be better than them, because they're happy in their comfortable little bubble. The fifth thing to really have an incredible experience in 2019 is to get in touch with my purpose. And I know that's a huge concept and a big thing to ask for, but I don't mean that you need to find out what you want to do for the rest of your life and find your life's purpose next year. No. But whatever I'm going to do in the coming year, I want it to be in tune with who I really am. Basically, we need to be as true to ourselves as possible, because we've all come on this planet for a certain reason. For example, maybe it's your mission here to help other people through your writing, because you're an amazing writer and you can move people with your words. But if you're doing something that is completely opposite to that, so for example, you're studying physics, you're so far off from your real purpose that the universe will let you know by the way you feel. Like, you won't be happy, you won't feel fulfilled, you won't have motivation. And the closer you get to your purpose, the better you'll feel. So I'm aiming to really let my feelings and my emotions be my guide, which can be tricky because sometimes you feel really comfortable and you think you're happy, but you're not actually really fulfilled. You're just really comfortable. I want to make time to think and feel, to see if I'm doing the right things, because it's so easy in today's fast-paced world to just keep going, to go from one to-do list to the next to-do list, to rush through life without ever asking yourself, what am I even doing? Like I said previously, it's so easy to run around life, being busy and forgetting what you're actually here for. It is extremely helpful to let the universe know what you actually want from life. Because most of us are just like unhappy with our situation, but once someone asks us like, what do you actually want? You don't know what it is. Like, everyone says I want to be happy, but how are you gonna get happy? Is it that you want to travel more? Is it that you want to find love? Is it that you want to have more time for your passion? You have to be really clear, because the clearer you are on your intention, the easier it is for the universe to get you what you want. And one of the best ways to do that is to make a vision board, which is basically a board, preferably in a circular shape, where you stick on like pictures of things that you want to achieve, things you want to do. I made one of those boards last year and a lot of them actually came true, which was, my mind was blown. If you don't want to do that, you can also just take a piece of paper and write a list of things you want to happen in your life. And by being really clear about them, not only are you being clear to the universe about what you want to attract into your life, but also it gives yourself clarity because you know what you're actually working for. So those are the 6 steps that I want to take next year to make the upcoming year the best year ever. I had this thought the other day, which I really loved, and it was, the person you want to be is the person you already are. And I think it's a really beautiful thought because we always think we're separate from what we want to be and who we want to be, but we're actually not, because our desire to be that person already indicates that that person is who we can be. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you want to follow along on my journey. I will see you soon and I wish you a very happy new year. Bye bye guys.